Hello lovelies, I'm SJ and this is Infinite Fire Readings. Thank you so much for being here. I assist with manifestation and I also do card readings to assist with this topic to give you basically clarity and assist you on your own manifestation journey. And these videos are here to help you continuously and successfully create the life of your dreams. That is my aim and that is my intention for you and for this video. If you hear a clanging in the background, it is a small black rascal Dot. That's my cat Phantom. So she's a kitten. She's pretty new to the big scheme of life, and she's excited by everything. So yeah, anything that happens there, oh, there she goes, is she's just her running around being kind of scatty and crazy, which is cute and intense. Anyway, so yes, there she is. All right, so the video I wanted to do for you today is actually about, let me just check what it's about. Right, it's a story. It's my story. So the video I'm doing is a story about my own life. And it talks about why some manifestations just take time. Why some things take a bit of time to manifest in your reality and why that's not a bad thing at all. And how making just the slightest tweak in your life can have a dramatic result over time. And that looking at things that way is incredibly beneficial to your own patience and well-being in certain aspects. Now, you don't always have to be patient. Trust me, I am also still studying and learning about instant manifestation or having things come in quicker because, hey, we've got, so many years on this planet at current with our current sort of technology and mentality around that. And we want to make the most of it. I certainly do. I want to achieve as many things as I want as possible in this lifetime while I'm here. However, some things just take a bit of time, and that's not inherently such a bad thing. In fact, there's fantastic results that can come from making small tweaks that you may not see instantly, though as the months and the years pass, you'll see far more evidence of them working in your life. And I want to give an example of this with my own story. So this is a bit personal, but I'll go into it. So I am 30 years of age while currently making this video. And when I was 24, I made a decision, finally, after it was overdue really, I made a decision to quit drinking alcohol because it does not sit well with me. It's not my, substance of choice. I do not handle it well. I was ruining my life quite dramatically by drinking this substance and getting myself intoxicated and far too regularly. Hey kitten, my cat, oh come here baby, wants to come on my lap. Hey Phantom, hey little kitten. So I made a decision to stop drinking. Now, believe it or not, I looked up a WikiHow article to do this and it worked. So thank you WikiHow. I think I'm the only story in the world that's the reason I am successfully sober. However, cool, whatever works. So I did try quitting a few times before that, but this was something that was important to me to do, and the WikiHow article worked. And I was still very intoxicated and hungover when I made the decision. So yeah, probably ticking not any of the boxes that you're supposed to do when you make the decision, but to me it worked out wonderfully. So thank you, life. Now, I made this decision and there are a few things that I had to do to implement things. At first I didn't really feel good going to bars or pubs. I found that really hard because I wanted to have a drink, and now I can easily do that. It's not really an issue at all this long down the track, though some days I crave it and I still have to say, nope, that's not for me, right? It's a decision I make every day. And when we're manifesting, the reason I bring it up is sometimes when we finally make a mental decision like this, the results do come, though it comes through persistence of this decision, and it comes through also recommitting to it sometimes on a daily basis. So I wanted to talk about that. It's the same with when you're working out at the gym and you spend all the hours to get fit. It's the same principle when you water a plant and it takes time to grow. Some things take time and that's okay. It seems long maybe in our sort of existence, though it's not too long in the big spectrum of things. So, my cat's just attempting to eat my fingers, so I'm going to put her on the floor now. That's where you go. So, with this one, at first, I it was scary, it was hard, it was tough. And I think when we're first starting to manifest as well, it can seem a little bit this way. When we're first really intentionally going, shit, all right, I create my reality, I'm going to start intentionally manifesting. And sometimes things come in really quick, which keeps us motivated, though then there can be all this other stuff that comes up and it feels like the process slows down, or it feels like things stop, or it feels like we're not doing a good job, or it feels like it's just not working for us. Though if we've made that decision to consciously continue actively and intentionally manifesting, it's like the plant that takes 5-10 years to grow. It's like the decision to become sober. That decision to become sober, I didn't see instant results with it. In fact, I was scared I was going to have another drink. I was scared I was going to fall back into my old habits. Though I knew I'd hit a crisis point within my own life and I had to make a change, or my life was not going to look good by this time. I knew I was going to ruin my life. So that was my driving force to stay sober. Though results came from that mental shift. So that decision is a manifestation. All thoughts create, right? So I decided, no, I'm not drinking again, I'm sober. After that, I started to release relationships that didn't serve me as well, and started actually implementing healthier ones into my life as well. That was sort of the first thing that started to occur, because when you release a substance, you find that maybe when you're drinking with people, it's because there's sort of discomfort there in the first place. Not always, not always. Please don't get me wrong. I have a lot of friends that still drink and it's fine. There's no issue with that. And we get along really, really well. Though you can find that sometimes the substance is the reason people stay together. So that dissipated at first. That 3D version started to shift away, and I started to form bonds that were based not around being intoxicated. Also, I ended up finally going back to university and completing a fine arts degree. Some of you might think, what was the point in that? It was actually a wonderful degree. I'm really glad I did it. And as you can see, I've got a couple of paintings I'm working on behind me now. So I never would have gotten to do that either. I also got to spend 6 months completely sober with my father before he passed on from this world. So that was a definite win, a definite benefit of that decision as well earlier on. And from then as well, I've been able to, have far more sustainable life. My friendships are far more sustainable as well. I'm definitely still working on a lot of aspects of myself, but I feel like I always will be. That's something that's important. Growth seems to be at the top of my to-do list, beyond, contribution and love, but they're the next two. And yeah, it's just been so much more of a healthy life. I have my own place now, 7 years on, got a beautiful cat. You know what, maybe I could have done that if I'd never decided to become sober, though to me it was not worth letting that be and having that as a maybe, as well, if I keep drinking, maybe I'll be able to do it. It did not seem like it was. I assure you, the way I interacted with that substance was not leading down a pretty path. It wasn't. So yeah, here I am today, and life has continuously gotten better and better and better since I made that decision. Now, do I still have struggles? Yeah, of course I still have struggles. Do I still go through my own mental stuff that I'm working on? Absolutely, I'm doing that now. I know this year has been a big year for a lot of people, and this video is probably a bit of a long one, though it is also a real one. My father used to say, we're all doing the best that we can at any given time. I do believe in that for the most part. I think we can always do better. I think we can always do better, and we shouldn't say that as an excuse, but more as a compassionate way of recognizing that we really are doing the best that we perceive at any given time, because why would anyone not want to have the success that they seek, or the love, or whatever it is in their life, the manifestation that they want? Because everyone wants, ultimately to have the things they want and to be happy. That is genuinely my belief. So no one's intentionally self-sabotaging, even if they might accidentally or unintentionally do it. I think we are all doing the best that we can at the time, though there is always room to grow and shift and improve. Though I wanted to talk about that story anyway. I'm sort of tangenting now, though. Talk about that one because when we make a decision, sometimes those results take years to accumulate. And that's the same with an investment, perhaps. If you invest in a certain stock or invest in a project that takes a long time, it just sometimes takes time for that stock to grow. It takes time for that project to develop and formulate, whatever it is, as a random example. If you want to build a brand new house, it doesn't happen overnight. It probably takes, it can take up to, I don't actually know how long it takes to build a house. Probably anywhere between 6 months to a year, maybe less, maybe more. But yeah, it takes a bit of time. Time is not a bad thing. If you've made the decision to manifest your reality, you're already going to see results in the next 5 to 10 years easily, because you've made a decision to consciously create your reality. If you're not seeing it instantly, don't stress. Just don't change your mind on it. Just keep intentionally creating what you want in your life, right? Keep intentionally going after what you want. If you've made a decision like me where you've gone, you know what, this type of lifestyle isn't for me, you may not see changes overnight, especially if you're implementing changes into a gym or, changing, your work patterns or anything like that. It's not going to be an overnight shift. In one way it is. In one way it's instant because you've made a decision, and when you've decided and you mean it, you've done it. You've done the manifestation. It's complete because it's complete in your mind. So it has to reflect outward. Though those outward changes that I experienced through my decision to become sober, they've taken time. There's been lots of them over time. It's all from that same decision, though it's taken time to unfold. Am I sad about how long it's taken? Absolutely not. There is so much I have to give from that experience. It's so rich and fruitful in its abundance. I am so grateful for that decision, and I'm so grateful for the time because of all of the experience I've accumulated within that time and will continue to accumulate, bless, and be able to offer and give to yourselves and others around me who might be interested and exploring their own, creative journeys and adventures and their own struggles within their own life path. So there's a lot to be gained from the time, and yeah, it's a good thing. Time is sometimes just what it takes for a tree to grow. Time is what it takes for, the sun to rise and set. Time in motion it's just continuous movement of everything. It's always in the now, though it's always shifting, and that what we perceive as the time past, it's really all just the one moment, because there is no time, right? Time is just a measuring tool for us to wake up at 9 and go to bed at, 11 or whatever routine you have. And so that we can meet people, and we know when the sun's going to be up, and we know when to catch our plane, and we can celebrate birthdays, etc., whatever it is that we want to do with time. Time is a construct that we use to our advantage, ideally. When we use it to our disadvantage, when we get stressed out by time, that's when we're not seeing time for what it is. It's simply a tool. There is no time. It's all happening now. It's all moving now. And that 7 years of time is really just 7 years of movement where I made a decision, and then 3D reflected my decision back at me within that movement of the 7 years. It's just shifted constantly based on my decision, and my life has shifted constantly based on that decision. To call it 7 years of time is just looking at that period of movement and what I've had accumulate or experience within that period of movement. That's all that is. It's not something to be worried about or sad about. It's just movement of objects in space. That's what time is. That's all it really is, And I know that our movement as a being is, I guess, limited in this form, though so is the planets, so is the galaxies, so is the entire fucking universe's movement. It's all just going to shift and change and ebb and flow. There is no permanency to the 3D. Don't be afraid of that. I think that's also, not that I'm religious, though, in the Bible, that quote from Jesus is, my kingdom is not of this world. And how I interpret that to mean is that this world isn't the kingdom. It's the mind. It's the creative power that we have to manifest the 3D world, to manifest our reality that is exceptional and fantastic and amazing. Again, I'm not preaching for any particular religion. It's just a quote that maybe I've heard along my travels that stuck with me, and I resonate with it. And it's the same can be said about when you're manifesting and when things take time. Don't stress about the time, because the time is just movement. And that movement is going to reflect your decisions. It's going to reflect the decisions that you make in your mind. So when you decide for something, you decide you have what you want, you decide you're going to get it no matter what, that's a decision. And the outside, the 3D, that isn't your kingdom, it's just reflecting your inner kingdom. Your inner kingdom is where the power is. The 3D isn't part of that, but it does reflect it back at you, and it will always shift and ebb and change because its reality is it's not really there. It's fleeting because it always shifts and changes, though it's fun. And that's the fun part of manifestation, is that you get to, you know, experience your effects of your thoughts in the 3D. So yeah, that has been my story for you. It was a long one today, a longer one than usual. I also have a cat on my lap. She has settled down. I don't really want her to do that though, because she wakes up. I know, meow. Hey, hey. She wakes up so early. Hello, hey baby. What's happening? Yeah, I know. I'll put you back. So she wakes up at, she's up all night at the moment. It's crazy. Yeah, so my sleep patterns are a little bit off. Anyway, I love her so much though. She's amazing. Yeah, baby? Yeah, I do. That's been my video for the day. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to comment below with any thoughts, ideas, insights, suggestions, questions, success stories, whatever it is. I'm always open to hearing them. I love reading your comments. I'm also always learning and growing, so I'm so happy for you to give insights and suggestions of your own, or any questions, anything at all. You can also join in my free Facebook group. It's in the link below. We're a relatively new community, and I encourage everyone there to continue to assist each other to manifest the life of their and your dreams. We're all at different parts and stages and journeys in our manifestation experience, so we can all absolutely give each other knowledge and assistance with our own creations and manifestations. You can also join my Patreon below. It is an activity-based group. I release two videos a week, and they are action-based, they are activity-based, so that you can actually implement things into your life right now to have effective results in manifesting your dream life and your creative life even faster into your reality. That is my aim and intention with my Patreon. So come and join that there as well. Otherwise, that has been the video. Thank you so much for watching. It's a pleasure and an honor. Have an absolutely wonderful space time wherever you are, and I will catch you in your next reading. Bye. Or next video. See ya.